Hello again, folks. Welcome to a night edition of Between the Banks. That's right, we're fishing under lights right here at the Leeville Public Boat Kayak Fishing Pier, right at the end of the road when you come into Leeville. Stay tuned. When I come back, I'm going to give you the secrets to fishing the pier at night, just how to do it, just how to catch fish. Stay tuned.
Between the Banks is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana.
What does it mean to be a Louisiana company? It means we all work where we live. It means the people we call our customers, we also call our neighbors, our friends, our family. It means we'll be here for the same people who've been here for us. We're the employees of Blue Cross, Louisiana true since 1934.
And down the bayou. That's how we tell you to get from one place to the other. It's a little different, but so are we in Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. And once you get here, you'll understand why our Cajun runs a little deeper. Find a piece of our story from swamp tours, fishing boats, at festivals, attractions, and restaurants. Visit lacajunbayou.com to plan your trip today. Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. Rich, natural, unapologetically Cajun. Just south of New Orleans, where Cajun runs deep.
Folks, everybody gets between the banks. Here's how easy it is. Go to your address bar, type in betweenthebanks.com, search, and here you are. The latest videos, services, and products provided by Between the Banks. Check it out, betweenthebanks.com. Everybody gets between the banks.
All right, folks. One thing you need when you come to the pier, as far as what the fish are biting on, is a shad rig. Now here's Councilman Lorraine. He just soon moved in over here at the pier and built him a little house because he's always here checking things out. And as you can see, white shad rig, 2 at a time. I'm going to show you how to rig up here. But Daniel, good morning, bro.
Good morning, man.
People still fishing the pier no matter what time of the day. You'll see somebody out here fishing.
Right before I got here, there was a few people that caught what they wanted and they left.
Yeah.
You know, people in and out, in and out. They got fish.
Oh yeah, fish or bite. Stay tuned. More action coming, 2 at a time. Stick with us. All right, folks. When you get to the fishing pier, there's a few things that you gotta have. Okay. Gotta have a towel, okay, so you can wipe your hands. Gotta have an ice chest, check it out. And you can see he's putting a nice mess of white trout and nice 12-inch specks. They gotta be at least 12 inches, can't have more than 25. But you primarily catch a lot of white trout here. You can see he's got one there. And white trout there's no limit. You can take as many as you want. So second thing you need is an ice chest to put your fish in. Okay, third thing, you gotta have the right baits. And I've got a Team Daiwa rod and reel here. The standard 7-foot medium action, 3000 H reel, trilene blue on the line. And here you can see this is like a shad rig, but this is a shrimp, a plastic shrimp on it. Twin rig, I like using that. And I also like using shad rig. White, the lightest one they have. All right, and then what we do is we cast out. Now I'm going to show you how to cast on the pier and just how to crank it in. Stay tuned. All right, folks, so here we are at the corner of the pier by the light, and you can see what I'm going to start throwing here. is that twin shad rig, but instead I have plastic shrimp on it, little shrimp tails. You can buy a twin rig that's got the shrimp tails on it. Now, take a look at where everybody's fishing here. You can see the light on the water, and if you look really good, you're gonna see shrimp going by. Look at that one, just swam under the dock. But the anglers are casting past the light into the dark. The dark is important because that's where the bigger fish are. The smaller fish are in here feeding on shrimp. You can see them pop every now and then. Look, there's one right there. The angler caught him. In fact, there's two. He's got him a little twin rig, which he's using market shrimp, and he's using a weight. So yeah, a little Carolina rig that he's got rigged. So I'm gonna take my twin rig and I'm gonna cast it out past the light here. Oh, I guess I'll trip the bail. I'm casting it past the light. It hits the water. I'm holding my rod tip up. Count 3 seconds. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start reeling. Just take my time reeling it. Oh, I see Daniel's got two, but just cranking it slow. And then cranking into the light. So that's the important thing if you want to catch really big ones. That's what you got to do. Oh, there's a bump. There's another bump. Another one. Oh, this one. Oh, thought he had it. Oh, missed him right there trying to swing him in. But that's all you got to do is cast into that light. And remember that that's the key. Cast beyond the light and crank into the light, and you'll catch fish pretty steady. You know. Let's see if I can do it here and swing him in without. Okay, so I'll throw it out. I'm holding it right here. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Now I'm gonna crank. Nice and easy. I'm still in the dark. I'm trying to hook a bigger fish. Now when one hits like that, I got one on, I'm not gonna rip him in. I'm just gonna keep cranking slow, and then usually there's the bigger fish. Got him on. Oh, one of them flew off. One of them stayed on. So, small white trout. Now you might say, Bob, these sure are small fish. There's plenty small fish. They get to the light quicker than the bigger fish. So that's why you got to throw into the deal. This one's a little small, but toss them back. The only problem you're going to have when you fish this pier is swinging them over. They'll come off, but you can't set the hook because there's tender mouths. All right, so let's take a look at the anglers that are fishing here and just what they're doing. Oh, there you go. See, that's what I was talking about. They'll spit the bait because they've got tender mouths. Now the angler, we're gonna stay on the light. You can see the fish popping. Just point right there. Look at them popping on the surface. Okay, just gonna stay on the light here, and you'll see the fish when they come up. When it really gets on, folks, and the tide is really running, the fish will start jumping big time. Stay tuned. All right, now sometimes, folks, you can catch them right here by the pier. I'm gonna drop my shrimp in, and let's see if anything comes up and hits them. Just drop it down. Just remember, the bigger fish are always under that light. The young ones are the ones that beat the other fish to the bait. See what I'm talking about? Sometimes you don't have to even cast. You catch them two at a time right here by the wharf. I like fishing the pier about 4:30 in the morning. I'll come to the pier, but it really doesn't matter. You can catch them when they're on. If you get a little tide movement, they'll really turn on. There's two whiteys right there. One keeper, the other one's a little small. Since I'm not keeping fish, I'm gonna toss him in my partner's ice chest. Although he's doing a really good job putting them in there. But you can see how easy it is to catch fish. And if you want to feed your family, this is a great place to do it. Catch out there, you catch a lot of white trout. The smaller ones you can gut and take the whole thing and fry it. Cut the head off and eat the whole thing. Excellent food for the table, especially during hard times like it is right now where the oil field is down. You need to feed your family. This is a great place to come. Stay tuned. Little toss him back. Now folks, people come from all around to come to the pier. So the gentleman that's fishing next to us, give us your name.
Walter
Walter. Where you from, Walter?
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. So we've had people from Gonzalez and all over that come along with the locals. Well, what do you think about the pier?
I mean, it's pretty awesome, man. There's a lot of fish, and it's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah. So y'all caught? How long y'all been here?
We've been here since 1 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah. So we've been here a good minute. Family back home, Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
We're talking about this place, so we were like, hey, let's go check it out. So we made the trip out here.
Well, there you go. People from all over will come to this pier. But y'all caught a bunch of fish. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Are you part of this big ice chest?
Yeah, we
Yeah, that's
it's
yeah, nice fish there. Y'all doing a good job. What were y'all catching on shrimp?
Yes, sir.
Market shrimp?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there you go. Market shrimp's what they're using. And you're set up on a twin rig with a weight and 2 hoods.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Just a standard rig. Easy to catch. So, welcome to Lafourche Parish. You know, and thanks for coming here. People like this that come to fish the pier, folks, they spend money in Leeville. They get their food and ice and things like that. Everything you need is complete right here in Leeville. All right, bro. Thanks for getting on camera with us.
Thanks.
You'll be on Between the Banks next week. So there's the fun. But before I leave this spot and go to the other light, I'm gonna just drop my shrimp right here. I like to fish it close too, because there's a lot of big fish that hang under the pier, and you can see the bait here. Check out the bait. Look at the shrimp running on the surface, chasing that shrimp. That's all they're doing. Shrimp come through and they chase it. So you can hear all the laughter, all the good time that everybody's having. And look, when I get one on, let's get back on the water here. When I drop my rig and I get one on, see, I've got one on right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop it down. I'm not gonna reel that fish in. I'm gonna try and get 2 on. And if you look right where my shrimp are, right there, you can see the fish come up and hit at it. All I'm doing is just jigging it up and down. If they don't get on, if I can't get 2 on, I'm gonna just leave it right there. You can still see that one that's on the line. Here you go. I'm gonna drop it down a little bit, and you can see the fish that hit at it. Your strike catch ratio is almost 100% when you use a rig like this. I'm gonna let him swim a little deeper, see if I can get a second one on. Oh, look at them, there they are right there, coming up after it. But there's plenty fish, easy to catch. Oh, there's the second one. So if you just patient, leave that bait in the water, you'll catch them 2 at a time. A lot of people say, oh, white trout, hard to keep, don't taste as good. That's baloney, folks. All you got to do is clean them, keep them on ice, and then when you pull them out your freezer or whatever, all you got to do is hit them with a little buttermilk. Little buttermilk works really good, and it firms up the meat to where you don't have an issue with it. So You can see the fish are on at the pier, really no matter what time you come. You just gotta know how to fish the lights. Remember the keys. Cast into the dark and reel back slow. Let your line fall a little bit, reel back slow. The deeper you fish, usually the bigger the fish. But you gotta watch out for the gaff tops. They're so big, sometimes trying to get them over, you'll break off. Gaff top, speckled trout's friend. Into the light, count to 3, start cranking with your rod tip up and you get a fish just about every time. So, let's go check out the guys at the other end of the pier. Stay tuned. All right, folks, so here I am at the other end of the pier, and there's locals fishing over at the pier here. Not only do people come in from out of town to fish the pier, the locals also come here and fish. And let's take a look at our gang that we got on this end of the pier. So, there you go. Somebody working.
Hey, Goose, I got a question.
All right.
You came in to get some big speckled trout with the Cobra store?
Oh yeah, you can catch them. The big
You
specks
can
are all.
catch 'em?
We've been catching them out the boat, but we catch them here. The thing is, you gotta toss it into the dark and just let it drop. Oh, there you go. You got one on. There you go. And if you got 2 up, see? That's how easy it is, folks. That's how easy it is.
That's some good eating here, that Goose.
Oh yeah, that's some good.
You know,
eating.
freezing.
That's right. Both of them white trout. Both of them croaking. Both of them males.
Best, brother.
And you can see he's using just a standard twin rig.
Yeah.
Now, give the folks your name.
My name's Mo Latham.
Yep. Now we see you here all the time.
I'm from Golden Meadow.
Right, from Golden Meadow area.
Got a lot of relatives in Thibodeau. My
Oh.
mama from Labradorville.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And then look, check this angler out. How to rig, what to throw. Twin rig, preferably white or so. Shad rig, works great. So let's see if we can catch some fish. All right. So there's a host of colors that you can use on your twin rig.
Avocado red the best with the white jig head.
See,
Yeah, I got no meat left on that one.
there you go. And then Bab's using chartreuse with red tail twin rig. So as long as it's a twin rig, you're gonna catch some fish. Stay tuned. All right, folks, so that 7-foot Daiwa rod, 3000 H reel, you can get over at Tides in Leeville. It's got great food. We like the croissants, roast beef po' boy, you know, whatever you'd like, they've got it. All right, so let's see what happens here. I'm gonna cast into the dark, stay on me. It's in the dark, I'm gonna reel. All right, I let it go down, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I'm gonna start cranking. And you're cranking it into the light. That's the secret. You know, that's the secret. You cast it out into the light and crank it slow, and something's gonna get on. There you go. There's the first fish. Now I'm gonna try and catch the second one. First one came off. So I'll just, once I get close to the rig, I'll just jig right here. Let's go on the surface and take a look at these fish that are popping. Oh, there's Bap reeling one in. Oh, so here I am at the rig again, at the wharf. So I'm gonna drop them down right there in that same spot. I'm gonna drop them down and I'm just gonna jig it. And like I say, we're not zooming in. We're wide, so if you stay wide here, you'll see the fish hit the bait, you know. And when it really gets on, when the tide really starts moving, you'll see boom, 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 boom on the surface. Now I'm gonna stay on the surface of the light here while I'm jigging it up and down. And then watch the fish that'll come up here and pop every now and then. Oh, there was one right there that popped. And when you see a shrimp on the surface running around, man, the fish will come up and just pop it, attack it. Look, you saw that splash? I mean, it's pretty amazing. And like I say, if you wait till the tide gets running, you'll really hammer the fish. So you can see, oh, there's two. See, there's, oh, he let it go. Just stay on my baits right there and you'll see the fish come up and hit that shrimp. Just all by the light here. All by, oh, there was a second one. I'm gonna drop it down, see if I can hook another one. Kind of greedy here. But like I say, the only problem is swinging it over. That's the only issue you have. And trout have a tender, look at them hitting that shrimp. Trout have a tender mouth, especially those white trout. So when you pull them in, that's the problem you have. There's two right there. Oh, one came off. All right, I'm gonna drop it back in. Oh, it doesn't take long to get the second. You can see my angler next to me hammering. All right, I'm gonna reel this one in. Get rebaited up. So, really great place to fish. I've showed you what you need: a bucket, towel, shad rig, twin rig, really doesn't matter on the color. And there's a couple of other things. When I come back, I'm going to tell you about pier etiquette. Stay tuned. All right, folks, now here's some fishing etiquette when you come to a fishing pier. First off, if you're in a boat and you come by here, you're going to see signs that say stay 100 feet away. But if nobody's on the pier, you're more than welcome to fish. But if you're in a boat and there's people on the pier, you need to back off 100 feet so that you don't hook the lines of the people that are fishing the pier. And since this is a boat launch facility here also, or kayak too, you can pull up at the launch and put your boat on the trailer or tie it up to the dock and come and get on the pier and fish. They bite all the way around the pier, even on the end close to the pavilion. There's plenty enough light here and plenty enough fish. So if you're in a boat and nobody's on the pier and you want to make some casts, feel free. Somebody fishing on the pier, cut them some slack and get at least 100 feet away from the pier. So that's number one. Number two, if you're going to come to the pier, consider all the people that are fishing. Give each other room. Like I say, there's two different light pods. And a lot of people think that we need a third light pod. Well, the thing is, the key is those bigger fish hang in that dark. So you gotta have dark spots so you can cast in there and catch some bigger fish. Number three, if you're gonna bring rod and reels, keep them grouped together and don't let them get in anybody's way. I take my rod and reels and lean them up against this side of the pier. Another thing, make sure there's plenty of room to fish with your podnas here. So, believe it or not, we've had as many as 40, 50 people here fishing this pier. All right, and at the end of the pier, we got a pavilion. I'm going to show you that at the end. But right now, I'm going to take a break. Let's go check out the Marina Minute. All the fine businessmen in Leeville, Lafourche Parish, Tourism Commission. Don't forget renovations, keeps my boat going. They've got everything marine-wise. Griffin's, where I get my ice and my sandwiches. Like a mini hardware store, all kind of goods there. Boudreaux's Waterfront Motel. Tie your boat to the bed. The weekends are packed, and now since we're in October and November, the two best months, it's packed during the week at Boudreaux's. And since they don't allow anybody on their property for any reason, unless they're staying there, they've got passes and everything, the parking lot isn't chaos anymore. It's just the customers. So really convenient. All the businessmen, the bait shops, the trailer parks, everything that's in Leeville really helps the economy here. Lafourche Parish, great place to fish. Here's the Marina Minute, and I'll follow it with the map. Well, no map feature. Just go to the end of LA1 in Leeville, and you're gonna find this facility. Here's Marina Minute.
Boudreaux's Waterfront Motel. Dock your boat at the end of the pier right under your room. Set up your grill. Got your own fish cleaning station, your own ramp. And for big groups, enjoy the sunset at the Boudreaux House. Boudreaux's in Leeville. Griffin's Marina and Ice has bag, block, and blown ice for whatever size boat. Both dockside and roadside ethanol-free fuel, convenience store, breakfast, crispy chicken, all conveniently located in downtown Leeville.
Renovations is your complete marine center for sales, parts, and service. Pathfinder, War Eagle boats, Minn Kota Motor Guide trolling motors, Power Pole and Minn Kota anchoring systems, pumps, trailer parts. Renovations will keep you on the water. Alright, so I purposely came to the dark spot right in between the two light pods, and I'm casting strictly into the dark. And you'll be surprised what you're going to catch. Usually bigger fish. And you usually pick up the stacks. Another white. So for those of you that think there should be a third light here, wrong. That's where the bigger fish are going to hang. And I always find that once the tide is ripping, you'll really catch that current. Right now we're at tide switch. So if you think there's a lot of action here, and there is, wait till when the tide starts humping. And then another time for big fish, right before daybreak. It's on through daybreak. So like I say, I like to fish between 4 in the morning to 7 in the morning. There's usually a good tide switch by then, and you got it made. Another thing about an etiquette, if you bring your drinks and stuff on the pier before you leave, common courtesy dictates that you pick up your trash. At the end of the facility, right where you drive up and park, there's a pavilion. We're going to show you that. And there's also garbage cans. They come and pick up the garbage twice a week. So try to keep it clean. As far as bait and stuff collecting on the pier, it shouldn't be a concern because, believe it or not, nature cleans the pier. When you get big heavy rain, it'll rinse the pier off. And the design work that was done by PCO and Associates was excellent. This is a state-of-the-art pier, aluminum. It's got cracks in the walls, so fish is hitting my bait, just throwing it out there, not even cracking in the dark. Let's see what got on it. Feels like a decent fish. Let's see. Yep, bigger fish. See what I was saying? Your bigger fish, you're gonna find them in the dark. And you just gotta let the bait do its thing. Drop it down and get below all the fish that are feeding on the surface, and you'll catch bigger white trout. Real simple deal here. Be nice to your fellow fishermen. Don't come over here with a big stereo and start blasting or anything. Have a little consideration for the people.